Welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix for round 3 of the Formula 1 World Championship in 2020. Alex Albon has his second pole position of the year. Lewis Hamilton is clear to attack him from second place. Sergio Perez does another strong qualifying performance just like in round 1. Third on the grid. The McLaren's looking pretty tidy. Carlos Sainz ahead of Landonorris. And then a disappointing qualifying performance from Valtteri He's only 6th. Even more disappointing for the championship leader. 2 wins out of 2 for Max Verstappen so far this season. It's going to be very, very difficult for him to add a third from there. I'm sure he will try his best. Daniel Ricciardo, 8th in the Renault. Renault, a lot better this weekend. Both cars in the top 10. And if anything, I would say that they've switched positions with Ferrari from the Austrian races, with Ferrari being down in 12th and 13th with Leclerc and Vettel, while Ricciardo and Ocon are basically in Ferrari-style qualifying positions in 8th and 10th. So they should have a chance of some points. Their first points of the season is what they're going for. We see behind the Ferraris Kimi Räikkönen, Pierre Gasly, Antonio Giovinazzi. Nothing too unexpected, really. Behind Giovinazzi, we have the 2 Hasses. And then on the back row, we have the 2 Williams. George Russell, proving to be Mr. Saturday again now. Getting ahead of Nicholas Latifi. Don't think he did last time out. So, yeah, that's better from Russell. And we look forward to this. This should be an entertaining race. Albon versus Hamilton, I would say, for the win. And then can Bottas and Verstappen get through? They've got some very tough competition to get past. So here we are. Now, Formula 1 in 2020 has been an absolute cracker so far. It's been absolutely fantastic. Will the trend continue in Hungary? We certainly hope so. Albon gets away well. Lewis Hamilton pulls off the grid well as well. He's in second, but Albon has actually got a bit of a clear run down to turn 1. Hamilton wasn't too strong, and he's having to fend off Sergio Perez, although he does have a cheeky little look at Albon coming out of the turn. But Albon leads away then. He will be hoping for the victory that he was unable to take in Austria. But Hamilton will also be hoping for the victory. Hamilton, of course, a 3rd place in the first race, and then colliding with his teammate and no points in the second. But Lewis Hamilton certainly here is looking now. He's getting into his stride, and he's looking like he's in the quickest car, and he wants to take the lead. He was a bit too keen in Styria, we know that. And hopefully Lewis will tidy that up here. He's all over the curbs, and here's the thing. Lewis Hamilton is driving like a man possessed these days, but it's almost like he's overdriving it, and that's going to cause him a problem. And Bottas already up into 4th place and on the tail of Perez, so soon Bottas could be applying pressure to these two. That would be quite a performance for him in 6th. Hamilton having another look. He knows that his teammate is coming. He knows, and Bottas is coming. Bottas is in 3rd, and I wonder how much pace he's going to have. Max Verstappen has moved up 1 position, and so we are seeing progress from Bottas and Verstappen. Bottas is already on Hamilton's tail, and this could be, well, Hamilton's looking for the move on Albon, because otherwise his teammate could pass him. And this great Bottas, remember, coming from 6th on the grid. Hamilton is not being able to fight, and if anything, he's letting his teammate go through to have a crack at the Red Bull himself. Lewis has decided clearly to let Bottas put some pressure on. At the moment, it doesn't appear that Valtteri is, or maybe he's just driving in a more measured manner. We shall find out. But Lewis certainly was getting quite aggressive and risking having another incident like he had in Styria. I think Lewis needs to settle down a bit, and maybe that's what he's choosing to do here. Just settle down, get some points, get into the swing of it, get into the swing of the World Championship for this season, and make sure he doesn't fall too far behind. Well, there's Bottas going over the curb, so maybe that's just how they're driving. Maybe it's not all about McLaren, Mercedes losing their cool. But Verstappen is now up into 5th place, so Max will be aiming to take some positions. Bottas is up there. Max must feel he can at least get in the 4th here. Bottas having a look. Hamilton also trying to have a look back at Bottas, and almost a touch between Albon and Bottas there. Alex Albon still leading the race. So keen he is, especially with Verstappen still down in 5th. Red Bull would love to keep their 100% winning record for this season, and that means, as far as I can see, Alex Albon staying in the lead, although Perez and Verstappen still not far off of it. Any sort of chaos, and they could try to capitalise on that. Now, Albon at the moment is still the leader. It's still Bottas. It's still Hamilton who's having a look at his teammate. We don't want that to go the same way as the Styrian Grand Prix for sure. Mercedes need to bank some points today, even if that means settling for 2nd and 3rd, because Verstappen is down in 5th. This is where they start getting some points back on Max, and they need to. Look at that order. Sebastian Vettel all the way down in 16th. What a disappointing weekend for Ferrari. You know, I thought their pace would be kind of okay and they'd probably get back into the points from where they were, but now they've lost. Certainly Vettel has lost positions, and yeah, you'd have to say it's a disappointing weekend. But not for Albon, not for Bottas, and not for Hamilton. They're all in the battle still. They are totally focused on this. But Valtteri Bottas is still sitting behind Alex Albon, and now they're running out of time for the lead to change. Alex Albon is counting on the laps, counting down his about 3 or 4 corners from here, but Bottas has got to run this time, and I almost thought they were going to spin off. Bottas runs a bit wide, but now he's got the perfect run, and whoa, again, Albon holds him off, but Bottas is still coming. This could be the move. This is the move. Bottas into the lead with 2 corners to go, and it's going to be Mercedes' first victory of the year. Valtteri Bottas from 6th on the grid. What a performance from Valtteri Bottas. Fantastic victory. Alex Albon in 2nd, Lewis Hamilton 3rd. Sergio Perez held his own and finished 4th. What a great performance from him. Max Verstappen in 5th. That's decent. Carlos Sainz holds on a 6th. But both Renaults passed Lando Norris. So Ocon ahead of Ricciardo. They got through 7th and 8th for the Renaults. Norris 9th. And Leclerc does get 1 point for Ferrari in 10th. But what a difficult race and weekend overall for the Scuderia. So there we see the confirmation of the result. Valtteri Bottas takes a much-needed victory for Mercedes. Red Bull's 100% record is broken. Albon couldn't quite hold on. He's going to be broken-hearted, I'd say, because Albon was really hoping that his first victory was right there and then. But the race was just that little bit too long for him, unfortunately. Lewis Hamilton couldn't pass Albon all race, whereas his teammate came from 6th to win the race. There's going to be some questions asked about Lewis soon if he still struggles. He was solid enough in the first race, made a mess of the second, and looked, compared to when you compare him with his teammate, he looks largely ineffective here. This is a guy who's a 6-time world champion, going for his 7th. We just hope that sometimes Lewis does start a season a bit slowly. We just hope that is the case, because a championship battle should have Lewis Hamilton in it, especially when that car is capable of doing so. Sergio Perez 4th. That'll be enough to keep him 2nd in the championship. So, yeah, good performance. Consistent, solid from Perez and Racing Point so far this year, and that continues indeed. Max Verstappen, damage limitation really. I think he'll be a bit disappointed that he couldn't have followed Bottas through, but maybe that shows just either how good the Mercedes was or how pumped up Bottas was. We'll find out in races to come, I guess. But Max did what he could, got 5th place, so it's not a complete loss this weekend for him. Carlos Sainz 6th, that's okay for McLaren. Weren't in the lead battle like they were in the Hungarian Grand Prix, but they're still scoring regular points. Ocon and Ricciardo for Renault, they get their first points of the season, and that's important. Renault needed that confidence boost, and they've got it. Lando Norris, he'll be disappointed because he slipped right back from 4th to 9th place in the end. We don't know if he had an issue, no mention of it, so I have to assume Lando just couldn't keep up the pace, and he'll be disappointed with that. Charles Leclerc, solid enough, coming through from 12th to finish 10th. That's the point. Past Lance Stroll and Danny Kvyat to get that point, both of whom qualified lower than they started. The Drivers' World Championship, Max Verstappen still leads it on 60 points. Sergio Perez on 24 behind on 36. Valtteri Bottas up to 3rd on 35. Albon 4th, 32. Hamilton 5th on 30. Sainz 6th on 26. Vettel 7th on 20. Norris 8th on 17. Leclerc 9th on 13. Gasly 10th on 9. Raikkonen 11th on 6. And Ocon also on 6. Then Magnussen, Stroll, Ricciardo and Latifi. The Constructors' Championship, that sits like this. Red Bull lead it on 92 points. Mercedes on 65. McLaren 43. Racing Point 40. Ferrari 33. They were 3rd in the Constructors. They've slipped right down to 5th with that bad weekend. Renault up to 6th on 10 points, passing AlphaTauri, who are on 9. Then Alfa Romeo 6. Haas 4 and Williams 1. Well, this 2020 season has been fantastic so far, and that's showing no signs of stopping. If you want to see more, like and subscribe. Be great to have you around and have you back. Thanks for watching.